Being your own boss sounds pretty cool, huh? No one's telling you what to do, the freedom to work when and how you want, and when you don't want. Do things on your own time. But here's the harsh truth. With all of that freedom comes a lot of responsibility and a truckload of challenges that no one talks about. If you ever felt overwhelmed, stressed, or unsure of whether you're doing it right, well, stick around. I'm discussing 5 real challenges business owners face that we really don't talk about. And I'm also going to tell you how you can actually overcome them. As you guys know, one of my goals is to build my YouTube channel. And for this video, I'm filming at my second home here at the Hyatt Hotel. Hopefully no one comes and kicks me out while I'm recording. But let's talk about the elephant in the room. Building a YouTube channel or building any business takes serious commitment. Let's be real. If I don't feel like filming, who's going to make me? No one. That's why I have to hold myself accountable and stay disciplined, because no one else is going to do it for me. That's why the first thing we need to focus on is maintaining self-discipline and accountability. Without these, it's way too easy to lose momentum before you even start seeing results. Picture this. It's Monday morning. You have a mountain of tasks, but no one is standing over your shoulder telling you to get them done. There's no manager, no boss, it's just you. Sounds liberating, but it's a double-edged sword. Self-discipline becomes your greatest ally or your biggest downfall. I've been there, tempted to push off critical tasks because I can always do them later, and who's going to stop me? But later becomes never. You end up procrastinating, choosing easier tasks, and never tackling what really needs to move the needle. That's where systems come in. They're not just helpful, they're your lifeline. Tools like productivity planners, daily checklists, and apps like Trello and Asana can be game changers. But how do you actually make this work? Here's what I do and 3 tips to help you stick to it. Number 1, prioritize with top 3 rule. Each day, I write down the top 3 tasks, and that will have the biggest impact on my goals, no matter what. These 3 things must get done before anything else. The idea is simple but powerful. Focusing on fewer high impact tasks helps you to keep moving forward. So at the end of each day, list your next day top 3 before you close up shop. The second one, time blocking. This is non-negotiable. This is a big one for me. I block out dedicated time on my calendar for deep work. If I've scheduled 2 hours to tackle a major project, then during that time, nothing else gets my attention. No emails, no phones, no calls, no distractions. Treat it like an unbreakable meeting with yourself. This helps me stay accountable to my own goals and ensure that important work actually gets done. The third one, setting micro deadlines and celebrating small wins. Big tasks can feel overwhelming and lead to paralysis. So I break them down into smaller, manageable pieces with micro deadlines. Instead of finishing the entire marketing plan, I'll aim to complete the market research, let's say by noon. Once it's done, I take a quick break or reward myself with something small. This keeps the momentum high and makes progress feel tangible. But discipline isn't enough on its own. It brings me to our next challenge, mastering the art of saying no and yes. As a business owner, every day brings new opportunities. People will want your time, your attention, your resources. It's tempting to say yes to everything, especially when you're excited and don't want to miss out on potential growth, potential partnerships, or new ventures. I get it. Early on in my journey, I did exactly that. I said yes to every project, every collaboration. I was driven by the fear of missing out and the excitement of it all. But the reality, it was exhausting. My core business suffered because I was spread too thin, unable to give my full focus. The turning point for me was learning how to evaluate opportunities with one simple but powerful question. Does this align with my long-term vision? If the answer was no, I respectfully decline. If it was yes, I commit wholeheartedly. Steve Jobs once said, focus is about saying no. He wasn't wrong, but it can be hard when you feel like saying no closes so many doors. In reality, it actually frees up your time and energy, or what truly matters. So how do you rein it in without feeling like you're missing out? Here are 3 practical tips. Create a yes-no decision framework. Take a moment to define your goals, your priorities, and your long-term vision. Use these as a litmus test when evaluating new opportunities. If a new opportunity doesn't contribute directly to your mission or distracts you from what you need to achieve, it's a no. For example, if my goal is to grow a specific business line, a side project that offers minimal impact might not be worth it, even if it's interesting. The second, block time for exploration. Set aside specific blocks of time each each week or month to explore new opportunities, take meetings, or engage with ideas you're curious about. This way, you're not saying no to everything, but you're controlling how much of your time is dedicated to exploration versus execution on core goals. This keeps you from derailing your main focus. The third, learn to delegate or outsource. Sometimes it's not about saying no completely, it's about saying no to doing it yourself. If you're presented with an interesting opportunity or collaboration that could align with your goals but demands too much of your personal attention, consider delegating it to someone on your team or outsourcing parts of it. That way you can still pursue growth without spreading yourself too thin. In the end, it's about recognizing that saying no isn't about shutting doors. It's about opening up spaces for what truly drives your mission. With newfound time and focus, you'll be so amazed at what you can actually achieve. Now, here's where it gets even more challenging: flexibility and adaptability. As a business owner, even the best laid out plans rarely work out exactly as you envision. You can map out your strategy down to the finest details, but roadblocks are inevitable. Maybe it's a sudden market shift, an unexpected problem with key suppliers, or competitors' move that blindsided you. Whatever form it takes, the reality is that challenges will come up, and being able to adapt is so crucial. In the early stages of my journey, I thought having a solid plan was enough to guarantee my success. But every time I faced an obstacle, it was like being hit with a cold dose of reality. No plan is ever perfect, and the ability to be agile often determines whether you thrive or remain stagnated. Being agile doesn't mean abandoning your vision at the first sight of trouble. It's about staying focused on your goals, being willing to change how you get there. When a roadblock appears, take a step back and evaluate your options. Ask yourself, is there another path to the same outcome? The answer is almost always yes, but it requires flexibility and sometimes letting go of how you thought things should be. Here are a few ways to cultivate that agility. 1, expect and embrace change. Accept that change isn't the enemy, it's part of the growth. Build contingency plans and try to think of several moves ahead. But when things don't go as planned, and they often won't, don't panic. Use it as an opportunity to pivot or even innovate in a way you hadn't considered before. Stay close to the ground. Keep your ears to the ground and stay aware of what's happening in your industry, with your customers, and within your own business. The more informed you are, the quicker you can spot trends, react to issues, and make necessary adjustments. Agility often hinges on having timely and accurate information. The third, make small, iterative changes. Instead of betting everything on one massive change or shift, test smaller adjustments first. Experimenting allows you to learn quickly, adapt faster, and make course corrections with less risk. When you see results, scale up. This approach keeps you nimble and responsive to what works and what doesn't. The truth is, even with the best laid out plans, there will always be roadblocks. Agility isn't just about survival, it's about finding new ways to thrive when the path forward seems blocked. When challenges arise, your willingness to pivot, rethink, and stay flexible makes all the difference. It's a lot of pressure, but it's well worth it. Speaking of pressure, let's address what it really feels like to carry all of this on your shoulder. Managing stress and preventing burnout. Entrepreneurship can be isolating. Long hours, constant decisions, and the weight of your business success all on you. It all takes a toll. I felt burnout creep in more times than I'd like to admit. You know how people always say, don't lose yourself when you get into a relationship? It's the same with your business. It's easy to let it consume every waking moment, but you can't forget who you are outside of it. You have to keep doing the things you love. Here's what helped me. First, prioritize self-care. For me, even a 30-minute walk can reset my mind, clear my thoughts, and bring fresh perspectives. Find what works for you. Exercise, meditation, hobbies, whatever helps you recharge, do that. Second, set boundaries. Turn off work at a certain hour and honor that. No emails, no business calls, just time for yourself, your family, and the things that make you happy. It sounds simple, but it's powerful and sometimes very hard to do. Third, don't isolate yourself. Connect with others, networking groups, mentors, even friends who understand what it's like to walk this path can make a world of difference. Share your challenges, learn from their experiences, and remind yourself that you're not alone. Building a business doesn't have to mean losing yourself. It's about finding that balance, preserving your joy, and remembering why you started this in the first place. Connecting with others and finding your balance is vital, but let's be real. Running a business is still full of tough calls. Every day brings new decisions, and not all of them comes with a clear answer. That's where the real challenge lies, making bold moves even when you don't have all of the facts. So, how do you navigate that uncertainty without losing momentum? Which brings us to our final point, decision making under uncertainty. Entrepreneurship is a series of bets, most made with incomplete information. Do you invest in a new product? Do you enter a new market? It's rarely cut and dry. I remember making major expansion decisions with limited data, analyzed what I could, leaned on my instincts from my experience, and took the leap. It wasn't perfect, but it paid off. That's the reality. You have to become comfortable making decisions even when you don't have all the answers. And let's be honest, it's hard. Putting your reputation, your finances, or your businesses on the line when you feel uncertain can be nerve-wracking. Sometimes you'll need to rely on expertise of others. Maybe it's your leadership team, industry experts, or even a mentor. That kind of trust is challenging, but it's necessary for growth. Studies show that more than 60% of business leaders rely on input from trusted advisors when making critical decisions. No one succeeds completely alone. So how do you make good decisions when you're in the gray zone? Here are 2 tips that helped me. 1, embrace a risk-reward analysis. Even with limited data, weigh the potential risk against the rewards. Ask yourself, what's the worst case scenario? And can you handle that? If the upside outweighs the risk and you have a plan for mitigating downsides, that's often the green light. Number 2, build a circle of trusted advisors. Having a circle of people with diverse expertise offers perspectives you might miss. They can spot blind spots or provide data you overlook. Learning on their insight doesn't make you less of a leader. It makes you a smarter one. Just remember, listen with an open mind, but the final call is always yours. Being comfortable with uncertainty is a skill. It means gathering what you can, trusting your gut and your team, and accepting that not every decision will be a home run. Learn from each move, adapt, and just keep going. The truth is, being a business owner is a roller coaster, but with the right mindset and tools, you can ride those highs and navigate the lows. If this resonated with you, or if you have stories of your own, I'd love to hear them in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more real talk on the challenges and rewards of building your own path. Thanks for watching.